As the umpires make their way to the middle, Prescott and the quadrant signals the start of the second encounter here today at the Desmond Haynes Oval as the Titans they get ready to make their way on to the field as well, led by Aaron Jones. And the opening pair for the Voyagers, Akeem Springer and Jabari Yard. With the third umpire for this one, Sheena Welch. I'm just wondering if you can hear me in the mound. If you can, someone just raise their hand for me, please. Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much. Akeem Springer and Jabari Yard, the opening pair for the Voyagers, as the Titans, led by Aaron Jones, make the way on to the field for the second clash between the Voyagers and the Titans. We're going to start from the northern end.
And buoyant Saturday afternoon crowd have gathered here at the Desmond Haynes Oval, creating quite a bubbly atmosphere as we're about to enter into the second half of the day's proceedings. Match number 8 on day 4 of the BIM 10 T10 cricket competition. This one between the Voyagers and the Titans, two teams who are locked on 1 win and 1 loss apiece. And the action seems really set for an exciting afternoon. As I say, welcome to Shakira Selman.
Thank you, Ian. Good start by young Marshall for the Titans. Titans winning the toss and choosing to field first. It's good to see how much this crowd has grown.
First weekend of the tournament. Good work. There's some good footwork by the fielder on the 45. But yes, the first weekend of the tournament started on Wednesday, the 27th of December, scheduled to finish on the 14th of January. Could have been some problems there had Kelman been able to pick up that ball cleanly. Akeem Springer committing himself, or almost overcommitting. Swept and put down. Who would have believed Naeem Young?
Well, I saw it and I can't believe it. It was the simplest of chances to Naeem Young. He's normally so good in the field.
Unlucky to young Shamar Marshall, once again given the responsibility of bowling the first over.
Quiet start so far by the Voyagers. Akeem Springer hasn't scored, just got a leg by. Jabari Yard, 1 from 2 deliveries.
Two big men, very aggressive approach to batting, but Marshall has managed to keep them under check, and in his first over, just 2 runs are coming, 1 being a leg by, 1 to Yard, and I don't think the captain could have been too disappointed with the work of young Marshall there in that first over.
He'd be very happy, Aaron Jones. Just 2 runs from the first over, 1 off the bat. Very accurate, and there was also a chance put down by Naeem Young in the circle, that square leg. Should have been taken. But very good start by Shamar Marshall. First time we're seeing spin from that northern end for the day.
Well, we're seeing Akeem Springer, who has had a good run of form, a couple of handy knocks in the competition so far. But Jabari Yard, his partner, has struggled to get among the runs. So he'll be hoping to change that drastically today. But we're going to see Javon Searles making his entry to the competition for the first time. And he is bowling from that southern end. Another one of these right-arm pacers. Very experienced player at this abbreviated form of the game. Spent a lot of time in the Trinidad and Tobago Republic, where this game, the white ball game, is very, very prominent. Has had exposure at the very highest franchise level, CPL, IPL, and a few of the other PLs.
He hoped to bring all of his experience, Javon Searles, to this side and to the competition. He'll be hoping he can make an impact in his first outing.
Getting his radar wrong that time, getting it outside the leg stump. Basically, a free-ish hit. I think Yard would feel that he missed out on that one. Nice just delivery, just angling down the leg, not too wide either.
Yeah, certainly the type of delivery you want when you're out of form.
Again, he's on the leg stump. And umpire Codrington will perch on that one leg to signal a leg by. So 5 quiet start from the Voyagers. Credit to the bowlers used so far. Searles goes into the pitch this time, into the deck, and no ball is the call from umpire Codrington. I think for transgressing the popping crease.
Yeah, so a free hit, perhaps an opportunity for the Voyagers batters to get a boundary, get some rhythm into this innings.
Swing, miss. It doesn't pay, but he bowls another no ball. It's called another no ball. So the free hit remains. So a second chance.
Hopefully this time, Akeem Springer can capitalize. He's 1 from 7 deliveries, unable to make any meaningful contact so far.
This time he's going to help another delivery angling down the leg side, similar to the one that Yard missed out on, but Springer getting some bat onto it and helping it down to fine leg for the first boundary of the innings.
I'm not all too convinced. He wanted to get hit that fine, Akeem Springer, but it results in a boundary nonetheless. Perhaps some nerves could be gone now. We'll see what happens. He's 5 from 8 deliveries.
Searles is short and pulled, pummeled up toward deep mid-wicket, into the crowd on the mound. We've had the first 4, now we've had the first maximum.
Did say the nerves could be gone now. First boundary was fortuitous. Next one middled and crashed all the way into the crowd beyond the mid-wicket boundary.
If one can find a fault with Akeem Springer and leg by to bring us to the end of the over. So 2 overs gone, 18 for no loss.
We are 18.
Voyagers.
18 without loss. With Springer. He is on 11 yards on 1.
A couple of extras in that over, a boundary and a maximum. It's pretty untidy by Javon Searles.
And Marshall is going to continue.
So I was saying if there was a fault you can find with Springer so far has been his rate of scoring has been a bit down. There he is, dismissed for the first time in the tournament. 2 unbeaten innings before this, looking for the big slug sweep, struck on the pad, and umpire Tremaine Prescott raises the left hand, the deadly left hand, and Akeem Springer finally dismissed in the tournament. The Voyagers lose their first wicket. Marshall gets his man.
Yeah, pretty much a steady repeal by Shamar Marshall. He knew he had his man plumb. Just look at the way he takes off while he appeals. Plumb in front. So really good bowling. He's been very accurate so far in the 7 deliveries he's bowled, Shamar Marshall. And this time he gets the wicket of Akeem Springer.
Well done to him. Well done to the Voyagers, to the Titans. said these two teams looking to separate themselves in the standings. But Shamar Marshall, a budding young left-arm orthodox spinner, one of many in Barbados.
Now we saw 3 in the first game today. And now we're seeing Shamar Marshall.
You're seeing Shamar Marshall. He's the only one in this Titans lineup. Rashawn Worrell, a left-handed batter. Tall left-handed batter coming at number 3. Gets off the mark immediately. I did say that there's not another left-arm spinner, but how could I forget Matthew Jones, one of the most prolific left-arm spinners in the local, on the local scene.
Yeah, how could you? He's a very good bowler, Matthew Jones. Always amongst the wickets, always asking questions.
Good work by Griffith there at short fine leg.
Now bowling to the left-handed Worrell will be a different challenge to Shamar Marshall. The 2 fielders in the deep mid-wicket and long on. So he'll have to remain straight. Worrell to hit him beyond those bigger boundaries.
Well bowled. We talk about the matchups and the matchup favoring the left-arm batter when facing up to the left-arm orthodox spinner, or generally. Hit back over the head of the bowler, lots of power.
Yeah, when you say matchups, you're thinking left-handed batter is going to target that leg side boundary with the ball spinning into him. But that's actually a very excellent shot. He hits that one to the left of the mid-off fielder. No chance for Ashley Nurse fielding that mid-off. It's a classical off drive.
Now he goes for the reverse and intercepted there at backward point, almost said backward square leg, but of course he would have been in that position when he played his shot. The left-hander on.
25 for 1 after 3 overs.
Moving along steadily at 25 for the loss of the 1 wicket. After 3 overs, the Voyagers.
I want to start with Shamar Marshall. He's completed his spell. 2 overs, 1 wicket for just 8 runs. He was just hit for the 1 boundary. So brilliant start for the Titans.
Sure, he'll be very happy for that. Shakira, you know, I'll be very happy too when you know why.
But we're all happy.
So 25 for 1, and immediately 1 left-arm spinner goes out of the attack, and another comes in.
Matthew Jones.
This is good. Same way you want to see your best batters at the crease early. Give your best bowlers overs early as well. It's really good captaincy by Ashley Nurse so far. Is it Ashley Nurse?
Well, actually,
It's
we've been informed that Aaron Jones has taken over the captaincy. But of course, that is something that we would expect from an Ashley Nurse anyhow. Very, very adept, very alert to these situations. I would dare say one of the better captains in Barbados, and even more so, I would say when it comes to the white ball formats. Very shrewd thinker of the game, good leader of men, good inspirer, if there's such a word.
There is. He's proven himself well, Ashley Nurse.
Ball traveled in the air for a while, dropping well in front of the man at long on. One of the 2 fielders Jones has employed outside of the restrictive circle, still inside the power play. Field changes around now for the right-handed batter, Jabari Yard. Very quiet so far, just 2 runs from the 5 balls he's faced. Ball them! Not the conventional left-arm orthodox spinning away from the right-hander, but that one angling back in, actually drifting in with the arm and playing outside the ball is Yard, looking for that leg, that ball spinning away from him, playing outside the line, and the ball between the bat and the pad into the stumps. Yard's miserable tournament continues. Bowled for 2. It's 28 for 2.
Yeah, you will be disappointed, Jabari Yard. He's very capable of getting his team off to a flying start. Came into this competition in pretty good form on the back of the domestic tournament. But he should have known that it was only going to be an arm ball. The 2 fielders in the deep were at deep mid-wicket and long on. So you should have known Matthew Jones would have been targeting the stumps. But his misery continues. And in comes Captain Dwayne Smith. We know what he can do. And he will have a big role to play here if the Voyagers are going to put up a challenging total.
Match-winning half-century yesterday in the game that the Voyagers won. Unbeaten too, so he'll be, I think it's an understatement to say Dwayne Smith is confident. He doesn't need any extra boost. He's just a naturally confident cricketer. So he comes to the middle, sees that the long on and the deep mid-wicket are the fielders outside, and comes immaculately forward.
Solid
Full
defense.
face of the bat.
Did that with such confidence.
Then he slaps this one square on the outside for 4. Short, a bit of width, and Smith just rocking back, finding the gap. Off the mark he goes.
You could tell from the way he defended the first ball how confident he was and how much form he's in. And that shot, not a man moved.
Much straighter delivery this time. Smith gets the strike. Power play completed, 33 for 2.
Just 33 runs in that power play. They lost 2 wickets. It's never really got going. And this is a very important partnership.
They're losing the 2 openers, Yard and Springer. Yard for 2, Springer for 11. As I mentioned, Springer dismissed for the first time, coming not out in the previous 2 innings. If we talk about the change of captaincy, and we've seen a change of tactic by the Titans, Kimar Hart has normally been the one to bowl the first over. He's been the opening bowler in the 2 previous matches. Now, and he's also bowled from the southern end of the ground. For the first time, we're going to see him from the north, and he's coming on now as the 4th bowler used. Yes, he is the second change. So, as I said, change of captain, change of tactic. And let's see what the result might be. Kimar Hart has been impressive. I was in company for my analyst with Roland Butcher, the West Indies selector, and he was quite impressed in a conversation we had with what he's seen of Kimar Hart, not making any insinuations whatsoever.
Fans of Kimar Hart will hope so, though. But yeah, again, we spoke about those opportunities, the opportunities that this tournament brings.
Well, yes, that is another very, very important thing about a competition like this. especially when we know that it is being beamed across the world. These players, the majority of these players would have had little opportunity to be seen outside of their domestic environment. And this offers such a great, vast opportunity for a lot of these young men with all the opportunities that are now available in cricket across the world. We see now where it is possible for a person to be a professional cricketer, make a good living, and don't even play international cricket.
Quick single. They're able to make it like by being signaled by the umpire.
Kimar Hart, right arm, medium fast. From the reports that I've gotten from the players around the domestic scene, does quite a lot with the ball, both in the air and off the seam.
Perhaps the reason he was bowling with the new ball initially, but a clear plan against these Voyagers to have him bowl in the middle. So far, it's going well. Not a run off the bat yet.
Get a shot of that part of the crowd that have gathered here. They are all around the Desmond Haynes Oval. I like the concept over the far side, the mound under the trees. That can become something of an attraction, given some time. And of course, the main pavilion here, well populated. The western side of the ground, mainly where the crowd have gathered, but there's also a group under the trees on the northeastern side. It's a lovely atmosphere developing here.
Yeah, the crowd, they've been entertained so far in this tournament, and I'm sure lots more would have come down after hearing about the start of the tournament, especially after hearing about that century from Kadeem Ali.
Stunning knock. Stunning innings it was. 118 from just 42 balls. May have come to think of it, the 60 legal deliveries in a T20 game. He faced 42.
We've spoken at length about teams struggling to get past that 100 total. He scored 100 all by himself.
Yep.
Making it even more impressive.
Very much so. But I guess there are a few more of these stunning performances to come over the next couple of weeks, I can assure you. Lots and lots of budding cricket talent in Barbados, just waiting to burst through, really and truly.
And one must thank the sponsors.
Barbados Cricket Association, one of the title sponsors for the competition. I think we need to say a special thanks to them. Chance for a catch, and Griffith takes it. World trying to dink a delivery, and defeated by Hart. Pace off, nothing to work with, and just an easy catch to short fine leg.
Yeah, Hart showing some real versatility. It doesn't matter when he gets the ball, he's going to have an impact. It's a good catch by Stefan Griffith. He's been in the field, in the action all day, diving around. This one very simple. But again, credit must be given to Hart. It's a very good over, Kimar Hart. Just going for 2 runs off the bat. 1 leg by. So 3 runs for not over. But he got that big wicket of Rashawn Worrell, trying to create something. Good pressure by this Titans team.
Talking about sponsors, can't forget Dream 11. I think they're one of the main sponsors. Barbados Tourism Marketing.
like it's going to be Stefan Griffith taking a catch and then immediately into the attack. I'm sure he'll come in with some confidence. It always helps when you're able to make an impact in the field before you get the ball.
It's also going to bring a lot of pace, I assure you. One of the quicker young bowlers that I've seen around in Barbados. Long, stringy, long legs, long arms, all legs and arms actually.
And I was watching him warm up. He looks as though he's going to use all of those things you just thought about.
Here he is. Seen him make a couple of batters in this competition. Quite uncomfortable with his pace.
No one likes real pace.
I suspect no one actually likes real pace, but there are those of us who can handle pace better than some. But I say us, I mean them.
Yeah, because I'm not one of them either.
I've had my confrontations with real pace. To my credit, I can actually stand here and tell you that I live to tell the tale.
Wow.
That one is where the pace goes to the disadvantage of the fielding side. Short into the pitch, the ball taking off and much too high for keeper Carlos Maynard to collect. I'm talking about dealing with real pace not only as a batter, but as a bit of a keeper myself back in my playing days. I can recall one of my more embarrassing periods in the game of cricket, keeping wicket to Joel Garner in Queen's Park. And Garner racing in from the northern end and bowling some bumpers that it wasn't that I was keeping bad because I wasn't keeping the balls, I just couldn't catch the ball.
Too quick.
Too quick and too high. The bounce was much too high for me. Of course, you know, my challenge is vertically.
Same thing as Carlos Maynard.
Well, the same thing. But that's why I say that reminded me of that afternoon with Joel Garner.
Yeah, it can't be easy, but that was raw pace. It flew past everyone. He's hustling in and really rushing the batters.
Larry Bob joining Dwayne Smith at the wicket. Two of the elder statesmen in this Voyagers side. But yes, you can't beat experience.
Nothing can. You need that experience. We saw experience helping in that first game, the experience of Carlos Brathwaite.
Short delivery into the body of Dwayne Smith. I don't think he was beaten for pace, more of a lack of pace than for any extra pace that Griffith was able to extract.
Yeah, threw the shot too early on that occasion, Dwayne Smith. Perhaps expecting it to come on a lot quicker after that one that flew past Larry Bob and Carlos Maynard.
Spectacularly through the defensive of Dwayne Smith. Griffith, you beauty, you.
And he puts that big, big wicket of Dwayne Smith in his right pocket. He knows just how valuable Dwayne Smith is to any side he's a part of. And that is a beauty. Too good for Dwayne Smith, who is prodding forward on the front foot to play. It is a beauty.
Ball through him, shattering the wicket behind him. And Griffith, this impressive outing continues. I like his action though, tall, gets high off the ground. I'm sure the old-fashioned type of fast bowler reaches for the sky more or less, and coming down with that front leg, very much pronounced.
Yeah, I was telling you, I was watching him when he was warming up. He seems to use every bit of his height. Gets that front arm nice and high. He really drives through over that front leg.
saw him a couple of seasons ago. He was just the raw product, but I hadn't seen him since then until I'm looking at him now, and I've seen definitely some improvement. A lot of work has gone in.
But I'm very happy that they haven't taken any of his pace away. Kept the pace, just added some control.
Commentators curse, Shakira. Just as you mentioned control, that one got away.
It happens, it happens.
He's only human.
Even the slower bowlers do that as well. It's good field placement as well. They have that fielder at fine leg. Very fine, just in case it beats wicketkeeper Carlos Maynard.
Again, brings back the memory. A long stop was put in for me that afternoon at Queen's Park. You're not my friend, Shakira. You're hurting me.
I'm sorry.
All in a day's work. So the total 45 for 4 and 1 ball left in the 6 over. So this inning somewhat at the crossroads. Where does it go from here?
You would think the Titans are in control so far.
Larry Bob and Jadan Jones, the pair in the middle, charged with the responsibility of repairing this innings through the middle part of the innings as they get set for the death, the launch at the death. So that's the end of that over from Stefan Griffith. And over in which he had some success getting rid of the crucial wicket of the Voyagers captain, Dwayne Smith. And if he doesn't do anything else for the rest of the afternoon, I think he has earned all the plaudits. 46 for 4 after 6.
Yeah, you think he's certainly done enough. It's gone the informed man, Dwayne Smith. Oh, I'm sure he'll be hoping to add more wickets to his tally. Put more big wickets in that right pocket of his. It's not full yet.
Well, if we talked about Stefan Griffith and his pace, we're going to now talk about Naeem Young and his bag of tricks. One we normally expect from him. And he's going to take up the attack from the northern end. He'll be bowling to Bob, Larry Bob, hard-hitting right-handed player.
When you think of Naeem Jones, you think intelligence.
Starts with a full toss and is dispatched to the cover boundary for 4.
He had the right idea, Naeem Young, forgive me. He had the right idea. He does have 3 fielders in the deep on the offside. Deep cover point, deep extra cover. Narrowly missed his length, and it was caressed all along the ground by Larry Bob.
Finding that gap perfectly.
Forces a change of field. Matthew Jones, who was in the circle, our extra cover is now come a lot squarer to a conventional cover position. 3 fielders in the deep on the offside. He's clearly looking to bowl wider, obviously with the change-up that we've become so accustomed to from Naeem Young.
50 up for the Voyagers.
He's quite deceptive, you know.
Very much so. Lots of variations in pace, lines. He's also got the ability to bowl the slower ball bouncer into the pitch. So, one that you have to watch carefully.
Yeah, because quite often you're setting up for that slower delivery. When it's pace on, quite often outfoxes you.
Gets it a bit too wide that occasion. In the previous delivery was the idea. Keep it wide of Larry Bob's reach, but still inside the legal line, or make it legal.
Yeah, it's another extra added to the total. But as a captain, I'm sure Aaron Jones is not too disappointed that the wide has gone on the offside. Again, because of that fuel, he's asking Naeem Young to bowl wide of our stump.
There he is again, and called for a wide. The ball did actually travel very close to that red line, that outside line, but the idea is a positive one, just slightly not executed as he would have wanted. We're seeing it a second time. Just about over that line, just outside, maybe. Reminds me of one of these VAR decisions in football where a centimeter makes a difference between a goal or not.
A whole lot of difference.
I think it's that, but that wide was called just with a couple of centimeters were involved in it. Well, the middle stump, the off stump, in fact, knocked out of the ground. He has been targeting an area outside the off stump, so he decided this time he's going to go for the off stump itself, finding his target, and Bob swing it at air. He goes for 6 of 7 deliveries. Again, I think that is some deception, Shakira, because he lured Bob into the idea that he was trying to be targeting outside the off and then coming back with a vital change.
Said it at the start of his over. When you think Naeem Young, you think intelligence. And it's a very intelligent bit of bowling. He built up to that point very well. Wide, and then that straighter one. Completely outwitting Larry Bob and cartwheeling that off stump. And he's into the wickets, Naeem Young.
So it's 52 for 5. The innings really needed an injection of intensity. And Giovanni De Pisa coming at number 7. Prominent young player in the island. Barbados youth captain of old. Well, not so distant future, I should say. Not so distant past. Giovanni De Pisa coming at number 7. Typical of his style of play. An all-rounder out and out. Left-arm orthodox and a batter. Steady batter. And this innings in need of some steadying now.
And they'll have to take some time to rebuild the Voyagers.
Young again in that area outside the all stump, but inside that wide line. Good control this time. So Jadan Jones, who has been there, hasn't yet faced the ball. The piece of just of 2 brand new players at the wicket.
Chance for the Titans to really squeeze.
Gets it up to one of those 2 deep fielders of which you've spoken, Shakira.
After 7 overs, the Voyagers are 53 for 5.
53 for 5 after 7.
Voyagers going nowhere fast. They've already lost half their side. Just 3 overs remaining.
And Captain Aaron Jones offering no respite. He's going to come back with his shot bowler, his strike bowler, Stefan Griffith. Looking at the innings, no real partnerships being built. Best so far, the 18 for the first wicket between Yard and Springer. looking for those stumps again.
Two runs added to the total. Catching the fielder and at deep cover, Ashley Nurse off guard. He never was expecting batters to come back for two. It's really good running, good awareness by those two batters. But very well bowled by Stefan Griffith. Yorker length delivery.
This one is going to squeeze its way between the two fielders behind on the offside. And it looks like some excellent work there to haul that ball back and seem destined to run into the rope.
It's good commitment shown by the fielders. Chased it all the way to the boundary and then put in a valiant effort. Keeping it down to two
Antonio
runs.
Morris, in number 2, he's the one ahead. He's the one who actually saves the ball and then picked up by Javon Searles. Good teamwork. Rushing into the pad.
Good quick single by the two batters once more. The Pisa initially rushed by Stefan Griffith into the pad, led by signal by the umpire. Crossover for a quick single. And these are going to be important runs. So they have to stay alert to any opportunity to add runs to the total.
Just 3 balls left in the 8th over. Still not yet in the 60s. A little behind the clock, I would want to suggest, the Voyagers.
A lot behind. Well, heave just manages an inside edge down to the fielder on deep fine line boundary.
Pace could be a friend and it could be a foe, Shakira. And in this particular case, it has been quite kind to the Titans and Griffith, but of course we know pace on the ball means that it travels across the ground that much quicker.
If they can get their bats down in time, that is. They just haven't been able to time deliveries. I suggest you look more for timing rather than power. The ball is already coming quickly.
So here he is with his final delivery. Stefan Jones has already picked up 1 for 16 and would want to close out his spell very well. Right up into the pads of Jadon Jones. As you said, can't get the bat down in time. The ball into the lower part of the pad. He comes to the completion of his second over. Another outstanding display by this young fast bowler. And we know the famous words of remember the name. But I am not going to use those, so I'm going to say watch out for him.
All in all, the same, impressive enough for you to remember him and to continue to watch out for performances as such. 2 overs for just 16 runs, and he gets 1 wicket. Very good economy so far by the Titans bowlers. Javon Searles, the most expensive, his first over. His lone over went for 14 runs. Shamar Marshall, 2 overs, 8 runs, 1 wicket. Stefan Griffith, 2 overs, 16 runs, 1 wicket. 2 overs remaining. Voyagers just 60 runs for a loss of 5 wickets.
Kimar Hart is back. He had been about the most impressive bowler in this Titans side before today. Hasn't fallen much from those standards either in his 1 over. Starts with a whitish full pitch delivery. The Pisa gets it off the bottom of the bat out in an area, in a wide third area.
Yeah,
Picks up a couple.
My heart was very impressive in his first over. Bowling in a different position this time, showing his versatility. Coming after that power play, first over only went for 2 runs. He got 1 wicket. That was Rashawn Worrell.
Seeing him pull up here reminds me that yesterday he did show some concern for maybe some discomfort in one of the legs. Hasn't shown any indication of it today. I just noticed pulling up without delivering. Still hasn't shown any sign that there's anything wrong. Speak a bit early. Speak a bit too early. Yeah. Clipped away. Actually nursing the deep. Not something you see quite often. But then it's also reminded that he's not captain.
Yeah, perhaps the reason he's on the boundary, no. But he's showing he can field anywhere. And we would know that.
Very, very versatile all-round cricketer.
Very good fielder. He has excellent hands. I remember seeing him take some wonderful catches in slip in particular.
I've also seen him take some wonderful catches in the deep. Gone high and gone back to the pavilion.
Very good catch by Antonio Morris, running in from long off. But again, brilliant bowling, brilliant planning by the Titans. Hart gets his 2nd wicket, and that is the one of Jaden Jones. Going for just 1 run. Way too full for him to get under it. He only manages to pick out the fielder at long off. Perhaps wanted to hit that one a lot straighter, clearing the front leg, hoping to hit it over the bowler's side or perhaps over long on. Takes the alters half of the bat, and it's easily taken by Antonio Morris. Voyagers in further trouble, 63 for 6.
Really, this Voyagers innings has gone nowhere. Especially once the dismissal of Dwayne Smith occurred. Amari Goodrich, I've seen him give the ball quite a good clout. I'm a bit surprised that he bats as low as he does in this Voyagers side too. But here he is with an opportunity to prove me right or wrong.
Yeah, he has 9 balls, Goodrich. And hopefully he can have an impact. It's almost as though the Voyagers, their anchor is still in.
Swing and a miss.
You know, I enjoyed watching Stefan Griffith bowl, but I'm really enjoying Young Hart. Probably because he's a bit slower, and I love to see intelligence. He's really a thinking bowler. He's struggling with that leg problem, but he continues to fight for his side. He's only gone for 5 runs, and only 2 legal deliveries remaining.
Very gingerly in his approach. And he hasn't bowled the same ball twice. but excellent control. He has not bowled the same delivery twice. He's quite a lot of variation.
Yeah, thinking bowler he is. He hasn't become predictable at all.
Well, he's favoring that left hamstring area now. But he's just got the 1 delivery left.
Whatever happens on this delivery, it can do no real harm to his figures.
2 for 5, bowling in pain. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Again, he is there squeezing the Pisa, not giving it any arms, no width, just cramping the batter for Rome. And the end of a fantastic spell of bowling. Kemar Hart, 2 overs, 5 runs, 2 wickets. 65 for 6, the Voyagers, after 9 overs. A perilous position if ever there was one, and Kemar Hart has had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, credit must be given to him. Bowling out of position after the power play, not given the new ball on this occasion. But he's bowled so well, especially bearing in mind that he's carrying an injury. He limps off the field, but with his head held high. It looks to be Javon Searles who's going to close out the innings with the ball for the Titans. Surprisingly so, Naeem Young has only bowled 1 over. That went for 7 runs and he got a wicket.
Well, spoiled for choice, Captain Jones. Yes, you can say. An interesting statistic, Shakira. I'll give it after this delivery, hopefully.
Three men in waiting on the leg side boundary. The barber square deep mid wicket and long on.
Chance. Ball falling short. Only 1. It's just been pointed out to me, the top scorer in this inning so far has been a man called Mr. Extras. 19 extras. Don't think many batters got into double figures even. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that shortly. Outside the off stump. A quiet inquiry, but a wide the outcome.
And there goes that guy, Mr. Astor, once more. On to 20. The Voyagers should be thanking him.
At least they've gotten into the 60s, not gotten out. 67 for 6 it is.
Still 5 deliveries left.
Chance, well, they get a single here. Good work, though, by Searles. So far, the top score has been 11 by Akeem Springer among the batters. But as you said, extras on 20 at this point in time. And with the Pisa on 10, and Goodrich on no score, highly unlikely that he'll be overtaken. Down the leg side, he's going to add some more, because I'm sure there was no touch of the bat onto that ball, and the batters complete 2 leg buys. Yes, there are 2 more to the extras.
Yes, even harder to catch him now. 3 deliveries.
Finally made it out of the 60s. It's 70 for 6. I think the Titans will be feeling rather confident now. Short, losing control of that delivery. Searles a bit put off by the call of wide. But did attempt a slower ball bouncer. It was wide of the off stump. And as far as the umpire was concerned, wide of that wide line also.
Did it get into the boundary? No.
It's interesting to find out, though, how many boundaries have been struck in this innings. If I look at it, if I take a quick look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 boundaries, 4 fours, and the 1 6. So boundaries have not been very prominent in this innings. Runs hard to come by. Good delivery from Searles, right on target. The P's are 12 from 12.
Dot ball in the final over. Don't see that too often.
Platinum.
Shows how good the Titans have been with the ball.
Last ball. Outside the leg stump and to get a boundary. Outside the yard stump, pitched up, and the Pisa this time down on one knee, sweeping it around into the boundary at a whitish long leg. Finishes with 4. He's 16 from 14, the Pisa. Goodrich is 1 from 3. And after 10 overs, the Voyagers 77 for the loss of 6 wickets. Well, they say you never judge a cricket match until both teams have batted. Runs on the board are runs on the board. But that total I'm suspecting looking a bit inadequate to me. 77 for 6 after 10 overs. The Voyagers invited to bat by the Titans. The scorecard doesn't make very impressive reading if you're a supporter of the Voyagers. As we mentioned earlier, the Pisa eventually getting the top score, 16 not out from 14 balls. But nothing much after that. Springer 11, Worrell 10, the only 2 other double-figure contributors. And measly returns from the likes of Yard 2, Smith 7, Bob 6, Jones 1, Boynes, young Boynes the wicketkeeper, Currency, and Lane not getting to the middle. 77 for 6 in 10 overs. It's going to take a lot for them to be able to defend. On the other hand, the bowling figures for the Titans makes very good reading. 2 for 5 from Kemar Hart. I don't think you're going to get much better than that for the rest of the tournament. 1 wicket for 8 runs. Shamar Marshall at the top with the new ball. He bowled his full 2 overs. 1 for 16, Griffith. 1 for 7, Young. And just 1 bowler going for above double figures in economy rate, that being Javon Searles, whose 2 overs cost 24 runs. So wickets falling, 6 of them at 5, 7, that was the bowling figures we were looking at. So eventually 77 for 6 off 10 overs. The Titans, looking for a second win, will require 78 when they start their reply.
Where I come from, where you could walk up, body, enjoy and have fun. In the party where you swing through with a tantrum. And if you're looking for a weapon, security, you have none. Cause I come to walk up, every minute I come on a bump. Got the girls won't give me the number, cause the more CF is going good. So where's it, girl? Bend your back, put your face to the dirt. Then talk, take it, girl. And get over the pelt, waistline, misbehave and get over the pelt, waistline. From the time I start to drink some alcohol, it's waistline. When the beat drop, when the party and you hear the bassline. Don't even waste time, love, just start to pelt, waistline. Misbehave and get over the pelt, waistline. From the time I start to drink some alcohol, it's waistline. When the beat drop, when the party and you hear the bassline. Don't even waste time, love, just start to pelt, waistline. If you know that you got a rubber waist, and like to walk up somebody just show up on your face. I'm drinking Hennessy raw with no cheers. I like to walk up somebody muscle only next day. Help me a slut, misbehave and get over the pelt, yes slut, yes slut. Furious, yes slut. When the beat drop, when the party and you hear the bass, don't even waste time, love, just start the pelt, yes slut, yes slut. Misbehave and get over the pelt baseline. From the time I start to drink some alcohol, it's baseline. When the beat drop in the party and you hear the baseline, don't evoke baseline, love, just start to pelt baseline.
Right now, I'm talking. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. From overtime is a fight. All the week I walk up together. But we 64 for one chopper. A girl will put up like a ladder. But we didn't see what you're feeling. And you're going to walk without really. You're hitting like a hammer that nearly. And then you're playing like a pump for the feeling. Spin your wheels in a circle. One pump in a circle. Spin your wheels in a circle. Look, one pump in a circle, girl. Spin your wheels in a circle. One pump in a circle. Spin your wheels in a circle. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. Are we going to the left? And then we go to the right. So we go to the left. And then we go to the right. So we go to the left. And then we go to the right. So we go to the left. And then we go to the right. Spin your wheels in a circle. One pump in a circle. Spin your wheels in a circle. Look, one pump in a circle, girl. Spin your wheels in a circle. One pump in a circle. Spin your wheels in a circle. Look, I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. From overtime is a fight. All the week I walk up together. But we 64 for one chopper. A girl will put up like a ladder. But when you MC walk in your ceiling, they can talk you up but not really. They can hit it like a hammer that nearly. And then you're playing like a pump for the feeling. Spin your wheels in a circle. One pump in a circle. Spin your wheels in a circle. Look, one pump in a circle, girl. Spin your wheels in a circle. One pump in a circle. Spin your wheels in a circle. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I ain't come for that talk. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up. I come here to walk up.
As we're about to get on the way for the second half of this doubleheader, the second game in today's fixtures, as the Voyagers make their way on to the field led by the captain, Bill Smith, in defense of 7-7, the opening batters for the Titans, Raymond Kelman, and with him he has Naim Young. So Young and Kelman looking to get up to 78 at the King's victory in this second fixture. If you by chance just being here, I can tell you the earlier game, the Pelicans, they defeated the Warriors. The Pelicans looking to get up to 105. The King's victory in that game eventually were 110 for 4 to win by 6 wickets. But back here in the second fixture, it is going to be from the northern end. Johan Lane, he's going to open the bowling for the Voyagers, and he will be bowling to Young in the pursuit of 78 for victory.
So 78, the target for the Titans after restricting the Voyagers to 77 for 6. And they start Naim Young in the unusual position as opening batter. Himself and Raymond Kelman. And Johan Yogi Lane given the first over. Interesting that Kelman doesn't face the first ball today. Kelman faced the first ball in the first match the Titans played, hit it for 6. He was out-caught the next ball.
Should always be facing the first ball then.
The second match he faced the first ball, he got out the first ball.
Oh, okay. Then we understand.
Beaten outside the all stump, squared up. Is Young. That is one that we refer to as a test length. A testy kind of delivery, pitching down on the off stump and then straightening on pitching. And Young playing from the crease, not good enough to get a touch. So it started with a wide. Then we've had 2 dots. Wide delivery will be called wide by umpire Prescott. Got away slightly. Again, we see that ball shaping away from the right-handed batter.
Yeah, just starting those deliveries a bit too wide. Johan Lane. He is getting it to outswing. Just want to start it a little bit straighter. That's the area. First run off the bat. Naim Young gets off the mark.
You talk about the outswinger though, Shakira. You yourself would have bowled the new ball, the white ball cricket quite a lot. How prominent is it for swing, and when does it swing more in one particular place than another?
It swings more in places like England, where it's very cool.
Yeah, the environment.
Conditions, yeah.
Damp environment.
But I'll tell you what, these white balls don't swing too long anymore.
And what about here in the West Indies?
I have a very good wrist position. So I found a way to make it swing. Those are the players, bowlers who do have a very good wrist position. Will probably swing it anywhere. Get it
How
to
long
seam
does this
around
swing
and
last, though? I mean, you got a 10-over game, for instance. How long will you expect to see the ball?
I mean, lots depends on how often the ball is being hit, how quickly the shine is being hit off that ball. Keep it shiny for long, you get it to swing for long. That doesn't happen too often in white ball cricket in this shorter format.
Good work by Johan Lane in that first over, just conceding some 5 runs. Four without loss for the first over. Nice steady work by young Johan Lane. I recall the days when 50-over cricket was played with one ball, and of course, towards the end of the innings, that ball would have been roughed up so much that it would begin to reverse, and there were some. I remember some exponents of that reverse swing almost unplayable when you talk of the likes of Wakar Yunus, Wasim Akram, and the likes. I think batsmen would have breathed a sigh of relief the day that the ICC decided to play with 2 white balls, with 2 new balls.
We heard quite a few complaints during the recently concluded World Cup. Some bowlers wanted them to go back to that one ball. The ball was still too hard.
Still too hard and
Had the death.
much too good. But yes, but I think that brought the bowlers into the game somewhat, especially if you were good at controlling that reverse swing. So 4 without loss, and inevitably another left arm spinner to operate. Giovanni de Pisa.
They're running the show, the left arm spinners.
Here in Barbados, as I said previously, they come at a dime a dozen. Left arm spinners in Barbados.
You're always happy to see that. Chance for a run out. Eventually makes it back home. Naeem Young.
Good reason for it too. They have traditionally done very well, especially in recent times, these left arm outs. I think it has something to do with the covering of the pitches. Finds an open space between long off and deep cover. Those 2 fielders push back on the boundary, but Kelman good enough to execute that lofted extra cover drive perfectly between the 2. 4 runs.
Yeah, it's not a 6, and it's not his first delivery, but it's still an excellent shot. Really good display of timing and good batsmanship by Kelman.
Good comeback by De Pisa. Quicker delivery, right up to the batsman. Hits it crisply but straight to the fielder. Well patrolled offside field, short third, backward point. Extra cover, deep extra cover, long off. And this one is dabbing it away, but straight to that man at backward point. So the Pisa gets out of his over with a conceding 4, and it's 8 without loss after 2. Don't think that will be sending any alarm bells through the Titans team, just making the 8 off 2 with all their batters in the hut. Just a meager target of 78 to get.
Good start by the bowlers, but you can't help but think that the batters haven't given them enough runs to defend.
Yeah, they would need wickets too, wouldn't they? They would definitely need to get wickets and get them in bundles to really apply any pressure to this Titan side.
Well, here's a guy who seems to have a golden arm. So often he comes into the attack and finds a way to get a wicket. Captain Dwayne Smith.
And understanding the urgency of the situation to get wickets, he's already started with a slip. But Young into the outfield, over the leg side field, and this is a matter. It's gone for 6 all the way. Thought that ball might have been dropping inside the boundary because it was a rather flat hit, but going all the way for a maximum. So Young opening his arms for the first time.
Unfamiliar position, but we know he's a capable batter, Naeem Young. He scored lots of runs for that West Indies Academy side that he just captained. So he's very capable. And Titans giving all of their batters an opportunity to find some form. They know how crucial he could be coming on to the back end of this tournament.
There he goes again. Too much leg side, too straight in fact. And Young with that right hand again coming into play. Strong right hand. Gone for another maximum. So he has put his foot down. Heading for home.
And Naeem Young taking a liking to Dwayne Smith in this medium pace. The ball doesn't seem to be swinging anymore. Only 2 overs and it's already stopped swinging. It's only swinging onto the middle of the bat.
No damage done.
All's well that ends well. Bit of frustration being shown by Dwayne Smith. Shy back at the stumps.
Well, he's moved that slip out of position and brought him in to the offside field in that extra cover. But he's gone again straight, this time finding the man in the deep. Young, with a little whip off the hip.
Yeah, now that he's taken out that slip, Dwayne Smith, it means he has to find another way of getting a wicket. He did point out they need wickets if they're going to win this game. It's very unlikely, but the only way they can win is if they get wickets.
So the new batter comes on strike. Raymond Kelman, a teammate of Dwayne Smith. In local cricket, and he's bowled him.
And look at the celebration. You see just how much it means to him to get the wicket of his teammate. Crashes into off stump, and Dwayne Smith is off with a big celebration. I didn't even know he could still sprint like that.
But he got across really doing the airplane run and the airplane spin. Dwayne Smith off stump, out of the ground, going totally across the line. Kelman disgusted with himself. And Dwayne Smith has won the bragging rights between the YMPC teammates. It's 21 for 1. 1 delivery left in the 3rd over.
That wicket brings Captain Aaron Jones to the crease. We know what a talent this young man is. He now plays his trade in the USA. He's played international cricket for them. Very hard worker.
Of course, he's also played at the highest regional level in the Caribbean. Youth cricketer of some repute before that migration to the US. So he's well known around these parts. He's going to face up to the final delivery of this, the 3rd over. Drops it into the outside, calls his partner through for what is an easy single. So easing along at 22 for 1 from 3 overs, the Titans with the rather modest target of 78 for victory, and things looking good for them up to this point. Captain Jones should be at this point a happy man.
After 3 overs.
Jones, the captain, Ashley Nurse, played only half the season. As joined by Shakira Salmon. Shakira, your first day of the BIM 10 action. How much have you enjoyed it?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it, Nikhil, especially that first game. It's really good to see bowlers, though, dominating in the shortest format of the game. Somehow they're managing to keep the batters quiet.
Yeah, this isn't a big score by any means, so if the Voyagers are to defend this, it would be some feat, as Amari Goodridge is going to continue. Someone that really will hit the deck quite hard. It does have the extra pace. Must say, though, we're into day 4 of this tournament, and one trend you're beginning to see, Shakira, is teams sending or making changes, I think being a little bit more flexible with their opening combinations. I think they're understanding the value of trying to maximize those first 4 overs with just the 2 fielders outside the circle. This is the final over of the power play, but we saw it earlier today with Jonathan Carter when he opened the batting. We've seen Naeem Young for the first time open today. So I wonder if it's a trend we see from teams going through the tournament. That will be another boundary and just missed his length. This has been a good change, good decision by the Titans.
Yeah, it took him a while to get going, Naeem Young. But ever since the introduction of Dwayne Smith, he's been middling every ball. Every time you err slightly, he's made the most of it. And that's another maximum. He races to 20. Just look at that. He's so confident now he's able to leave the stumps. He bats away quite early and asks Amari Gurridge to aim for the stumps. Unfortunately for Gurridge, he misses his length. That one is dispatched over extra cover for his maximum.
This time tries to go short, but he has nailed that. It's gone a long way, so 2 maximums, 1 in the offside, 1 in the leg side.
Correction by Gurridge. He pulls his length back, but it's a bit too straight, and it doesn't get high enough to trouble Naeem Young. He's able to pivot and swing this one behind square into the trees on the leg side. 2 maximums consecutively.
Yeah, what created that second opportunity was the first. But what he did in that first delivery was just step away from his stumps. It opened up the offside. He knows with this field, still too deep leg side, that Goodridge is going to try and be straight. So by stepping away, he creates a bit more room for himself. Goes short again. Young goes 6 again. This is some ball striking at the Desmond Haynes Oval.
That one is bludgeoned. That one is hit way in front of square into the crowd. Watch out if you're up in the hills. It's coming at a quick pace. Naeem Young with bat in hand. He's opened the batting and he's raced to 32 from 11 deliveries. Pressure now on Gurridge.
I'm sure we will continue to see it. Get your best batters batting in the power play. Your best ball strikers. They've got guys like Ashley Nurse, Matthew Jones, and other big hitters to come. This team really can cause some problems for other teams in this competition. The Titans, 4 sixes already. Make that 5 sixes for Naeem Young. This has been some display. And Amari Goodridge is under serious pressure because the plan would be to bowl short to use that bigger side of the ground. But Naeem Young has just timed those 2 sixes to perfection. That could be a no ball. And it goes for another one. 4 sixes in a row in this 4th over.
Yeah, the plan was to go short, but he had been pulled into that square leg boundary on 2 occasions going short. This time he tries to go full, misses his length entirely. Luckily, for him, it's not called a no ball. But again, it's a 6. So 4 sixes in a row. And it is a no ball in the end.
This could be over very soon. Shakira, 30 to win. And that's only 5 sixes. Young has hit 4 of them in 4 deliveries and has a free hit. This has been some moves by the Titans. And nails Yorker that time. Surprised actually, given the dimensions of the straight boundaries, that more bowlers haven't gone for that Yorker today. Seen it a couple times where batters are being caught at long on and long off with that swirling wind as well. A lot of the 6s coming square on both sides.
Yeah, it's a really long hit down to long on either side. Long on or long off on either side. But that Yorker is a real confidence ball. And if you aren't confident as a bowler, you're not willing to go to it.
Let me just add, it's not easy to execute as well. That is hit so powerfully. It's a heavy outfield. It just gets to the boundary in the end. So with mid-on up in the circle, Aaron Jones gets the boundary. It means 31 comes from Amari Goodrich's first over. 53 for 1 after the power play. Titans, remember, are the second best team batting-wise in the power play. But it tells you the nature of this format. 2 days ago, Goodrich picked up the best figures in this tournament, picked up a 4-wicket haul. And then 2 days later, his first over goes for 31.
Yeah, it's nature of the game, isn't it? It happens. Some days you're on top, other days you're not quite on top. So you really have to cash in when you're in good form. Unfortunately for him, he's running to the bat of Naeem Young. On that occasion, it was Aaron Jones. With his first boundary, he's 6 from 3 deliveries. But again, just not enough runs put on the board by the Voyagers. So it puts real pressure on the bowlers.
Great to see the fans come in. It's been overwhelming support here at the Desmond Haynes Oval the last couple of days. Expect it to be quite a big turnout tomorrow as well, as we are into the weekend. And they have been treated to some power hitting. So thinking for Dwayne Smith, he's going to go to some spin now. Desmond Currency, so a bit of left arm spin. 2 right-handers at the crease. Yeah, this is the end I thought you would see maybe someone like a Zishan Motar earlier today, but haven't really seen a lot of spin bowl from this end because of that short boundary. So this is going to be a challenge for Currency. You'll have to bowl obviously very wide and probably start the ball wide as well, trying to spin it away from the right-hander. Aaron Jones yesterday, in a match-winning effort with bat in hand, hit 3 or 4 sixes it was into the leg side, so he'll have to contend with that. But first, Naeem Young. That is very wide.
Again, it's wide because he's forced to bowl wide because of that end he's bowling from. Most of those left-arm spinners we've seen from the southern end haven't actually tried to spin the ball. They've just gone on with the angle, bowling around the wicket, into the pads, asking the right-handed batters, in particular, to hit into that big boundary on the leg side. So different ploy here by the Voyagers.
Now tries again. It's always difficult for a spinner to bowl from this end. Maybe Smith had no choice, given the way his other bowlers have gone. But I must say, Shakira, it's been really great to see the support that have come to the ground last couple of days, especially today. It's by far the biggest turnout.
And it's what you expect to see on the weekend. But obviously buoyed by the fact that the previous games had been so exciting. Obviously, the word has gotten around. So you can expect many more people here tomorrow.
Yeah, on both sides of the ground, they've really come out in their numbers, some with jerseys. They've shouted their support, and obviously have celebrated the maximums as well. Yeah, good delivery. Again, trying to go wide, Currency that time. Length a bit shorter, executes.
And you just spoke about Aaron Jones hitting a few maximums through the leg side, so he really has to hang it outside off stump.
Yeah, he's so good there, though. Extra cover. Really good there, Aaron Jones. He is having some tournament with bat in hand.
And that's the problem, isn't it? He hit maximums through the leg side yesterday, but he's equally as good through the offside. So where do you bowl at him?
Yeah, pressure for currency. Again, another wide delivery. 9 have come off. We'll make that 10 now have come off the first 4 deliveries. Still 2 to go in this over. It's only 15 runs to win. This win, if they can get it in quick time, maybe the next couple of overs, is going to really help them net run rate wise. That could come into play in the tournament that you expect to be quite close. Oh, 4 more. He is just such a spectacular timer of the cricket ball, Aaron Jones. 11 to win now.
If you thought the first boundary was good, this one was even better. That's not a big gap between Dwayne Smith at extra cover in the circle and the fielder deep on the boundary. He too is at extra cover. And somehow, Aaron Jones manages to pierce that gap with such ferocity.
You can just see the challenge as well. To bowl from this end as a spinner. And that will be 4 more. Another delivery. 3 boundaries through extra cover. What an over for the Titans. They are just 7 away from remaining undefeated in this year's tournament. 71 for 1.
And they started to look like throwdowns there. 3 boundaries in the same area. He's peppered that deep extra cover area, Aaron Jones. And boy, they're racing to a victory, the Titans.
And Naeem Young has been spectacular. Picked up 1 for 7. But has shown a different side to his game. We've always known his batting ability, but I think the power game has really come in the last couple of years. And of course, if you're at home, we encourage you to come out tomorrow. You've seen the exciting action. But we want you to get even closer, come out to the ground, enjoy it. It really is a vibe. It's a great atmosphere. Hopefully we get a similar turnout. Just 7 to win for this Titans team. Imagine Ashley Nurse hasn't bowled yet in the tournament. Hasn't had to bat either today. This is some team. They've got Javon Searles in. Clint. What a statement piece that is. Another time through extra cover. That is a supreme strike.
That is the best of them all. Take a bow, Naeem Young. This man can bat.
Scores are level. And I'll tell you what, Shakira Selman, you think this Titans team is strong? What about Raymond Reefer joining them in about a week's time? West Indies international all-rounder.
No. I'll be shaking if it was an opponent.
1 to win. And that will be it. Naeem Young with a superb all-round performance. 1 for 7 with ball in hand. 47 from just 17 with bat. This Titans team are going to be a force to stop. If any team can do so in this competition, have a few undefeated teams. The Titans, the Guardians. This BIM 10 tournament is going to be very close. It should be very exciting. Shakira, it's been a pleasure to have you. What have you made of this one, the Titans?
Oh, they've been clinical. They've been exceptional. They've completely dominated this game from ball 1. Been very impressed with the fight shown, especially by Young Hart, who's carrying an injury, and he pushed through. And I think he set the tone for the side. Naeem Young only bowled 1 over, but he saved so much in the tank to show with bat in hand. And he's done an excellent job. Voyagers have a lot to contemplate, bowlers especially.
They went for 31 runs. Amari Gooderidge was very expensive. That's the nature of the game. Well, it's been a real pleasure to bring you the action today on day 4 of the BIM 10 cricket tournament. Do join us tomorrow, where we continue for yet another day of fun, exciting, and enthralling entertainment.